What's up, guys? It's your boy Vic. This is King Squared, and today we're going to talk about how it's never too late as a man. Guys, this channel is based off the timeline of a man. And that's why we call it King Squared. Because in chess, the king can only move one square at the time. What you'll see is the most powerful piece is the queen, who can move up, down, cross, left, and right. But if the queen dies, you can still win the game. But the thing about the king, you can only move one square at a time. And when you understand that, you will understand how your life is going to matriculate. And nowadays, we got young guys. Suicide is crazy these days, right? It's like 4 times as like as a man, you're 4 times as likely as a woman to kill yourself. And the crazy thing is young men think their lives are over at 22 years old. Because maybe they see their 22-year-old counterpart doing crazy cool shit and they're not doing anything with their lives. Or maybe the momentum that they're looking for hasn't come about yet. And so the crazy thing is as a man, you get better over time, right? The saying that women age like milk and men age like wine is more accurate than anything. As you get older, you get better. You have staying power as a man. You see, your best years for you, if you do the work, if you keep yourself together, if you do what you need to do, your best years are ahead of you, bro. I'm talking about you get better over time. When you hit 30, things will get a lot better. In my life, personally, I made more money this year since I turned 30 than I've ever made before. I don't know what it is. I don't know why that is. But when I turned 30, my money shot up tremendously. Tremendously, bro. Like 28 to 30, my life started getting better. And what you'll realize is your life gets a lot better. Like, you don't really hit your peak until like 37, 36. So I got 35, 36 more time to get into my peak, right? I'm not in peak financial state. I'm not in peak physical state. I'm not peak lifestyle state, but it's coming. I can see it in the future. It's gonna happen, but it's just gonna take some time. And so what you have to realize, if you're young, if you're in your 20s, bro, you got hella time, bro. You could fuck up for the next 5-6 years if you're 20 years old and decide to turn it up at 25 and turn your life the fuck around. I started late. I think I really started turning up around 28. I got fired from my pizza job and I was like, oh, fucking no. Like, I was like literally in a bunk bed, right? It was 2 people to a room in this small ass room. And I had no job in a bunk bed in California in the middle of South Central. And I'm just like, what the fuck? No money in my account, a little bit of money in my account, enough to pay the rent. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Right? And that's when I started my journey. I started off, I was like, all right, let me go sell some fucking furniture. Selling furniture for a couple of months. Okay, cool. Now I'm selling furniture. Let me go sell gold, right? I met somebody selling furniture. I met this guy selling furniture. He told me, oh, you should get into gold. And I got into gold and eventually got into gold. And that's where I'm at now. And I'm making hella money now. Great money now. More money than I ever thought I'd be making. More money than any of my family's ever made. And what I have to say to you is, like, if you're 22-year-old, you're fucking young, bro. You're fucking young. But if you do the work early, if you turn this shit on now, see, I turned it on at 28 and now I'm like I'm making it, but I'm gonna be good. I know I'm gonna be good. My true success probably won't come until 40, but I'll have some I'll have some above average success around 35, 36, 37, because I'm starting to realize this shit. I've been watching this guy named First Man go find his content. He's the one who motivated me to make my content. But he talks about how a man evolves around 30 and doesn't reach his peak until like 37, right? 36, 37. So if you're 22 and you're thinking about jumping off a freaking bridge, let me tell you one thing, bro. You got a long life to live and you got work to do. Go put in work. That's the great thing about a man. See, a woman, she turned 18, the world is hers. She can go walk around and meet a millionaire and get married and have a kid and now her life is perfect. Or she gets job opportunities that a regular 22-year-old chick or a guy wouldn't get because she's pretty. She won a genetic lottery. So, and you might seem like, oh, they're living their lives, they're buying nice stuff, they got good jobs, they're doing this. a lot of that times, bro, I'm gonna keep it a stack, especially in LA. A lot of these girls get jobs because they pretty, bro. Keep it a stack. It's not because they got better credentials, not because they do better than other. A lot of these chicks get jobs because they just better looking. And the CEOs want a better looking girl around. It's just facts. I've seen it in LA. And so what you have to understand as a man, that you have time. And the biggest thing I want to talk about this channel is not what you should do, but some things you should avoid. And one of the things you should avoid is getting married too early to the wrong person, children, and a mortgage. The reason why I say you should try to avoid these things, all these things are a money pit hole. When you get a girlfriend, I mean, look, I want you guys to date. I don't want you guys not to date, but I want to let you know that you probably need a period of time, right, that you need to not date, right? You probably need like 2 or 3 years where you just go ham. I say 2 years. 3 years is like, damn, that's a long ass time. But 2 years just to go ham, right? And you don't need to date because it's gonna cost you money. And if you get married, you're gonna throw a big ass wedding. That's gonna be like 60 grand. And then after the wedding, there's children. And after the children, you know, you gotta take them to school, make sure it's like $250K to raise a kid in America. It's like $250,000, right? To raise a kid throughout his whole life in America. And if you got 2 or 3 of them, that's $500,000, right? And then you gotta put $30K down on the mortgage. Don't forget the cars, don't forget all that stuff. So you gotta throw all that money into providing for a family. And I'm not saying don't have a family, because I think the most highest thing you can do is have a family. But what I am saying is have a family when you're fucking financially ready. And the best thing you can do is avoid those things, push those things off a little longer. And that's the thing about being a man. That's the king's advantage. Although you move one square at a time, you last a lot longer during the game of chess, right? If you win, you survive, right? And so the thing about it is, all that money that you could put in a mortgage, all that money you should put on a down payment on 2 cars, all that money you could be putting on kids, all that money you put on your marriage and your girl, you could have all that money invested and have it make you money back, right? Whether it's real estate, I'm not a big fan of real estate, but whether it's a business, entrepreneurship, whatever you want to do, you can take all that money from, because you start making money around 28, you find your girl, and then you get married at 30, then you have your first kid by 32, and then you know, you have your whole life that you're spending all the way up to 40. And now you spent all that money from 30 to 40 on a wife, kids, and a family. And it's great, but you're not free. Now you're stuck at a job that you don't really like. You can't take any risk. You can't do any cool shit because you're stuck with a family and kids, right? I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm not saying that you shouldn't go have a family and kids. What I'm saying is push it off a little longer. And that's the best thing about being a man. You can have kids until you're fucking 60, 70. You can stay in great shape at 50. You can be a good looking shape at 50. Look at Idris Elba, bro. He's got like a young little 27-year-old wife. He's like 49. Keep yourself in shape, get your money right. At 50, you could take over the fucking world, right? But you gotta use the times when you're making the most money, which is 30 to 40, to invest into something that's gonna make you money for the rest of your life. That's the key. I'm trying to win the money game. Once you win the money game, you can go have the family. It's easy. I mean, it's easy to start a family. It's not easy to keep a family together. But if you get things prepared before you get into that, then it'll be a lot easier. And one thing you got to understand is, I got this from First Man, so shout out to First Man. When you're making concrete, you have to put water in concrete to make it moist. The thing about it though, once you put too much water in, it's done. You can't fix it. It's done. You have to throw away that batch. You can't use that concrete because it's too watery. So it's best to underpour, because you can always add more, but you can never take away. And that's the same thing with a family, or kids, or a wife, or a mortgage, or a car. You can add those things, but it's going to be very hard to take away later. All right? It's your boy Vic. This is King Squared. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.